We reported yesterday the CDC was considering this change. Now it's official. The center says in most cases, students only need to be spaced 3 feet apart in the classrooms. That's instead of the current 6 feet. Many districts across the country say that's been one of the biggest hurdles in getting schools open again. CBS 4's Dylan Thomas live on the story. And Dylan, you talked to the people in one district. They're very excited about this change.
Yeah, Jim, for months now, the elementary school students in many districts have been back to in-person learning full-time, but the older students haven't had that same luxury for most districts. Now, with guidance from the CDC allowing less social distancing between the students, some districts are planning on having all of their students back to in-person learning by the end of this month.
Our kids need to be back in person.
But one health precaution was preventing many students from fully returning. For months now, elementary students could be 3 feet apart, but secondary students had to keep 6 feet away, making it difficult to fit full classes in individual rooms.
For a lot of parents and staff, hearing the contradiction between what we were hearing here locally versus what was going on at the national level, and the exact number of feet that people needed to have between each other really made it more difficult than it needed to be.
But Friday, school districts like Boulder Valley were thrilled to learn the CDC was permitting all students and staff to be within 3 feet, so long as other guidelines are followed.
Ensuring that students are wearing their masks and that they're washing their hands and that we have good ventilation in our buildings and those kind of things has been proven to be very, very safe and effective in our schools. We don't see a lot of transmission between students and staff. And as long as they're taking care of those precautions, there is not a significant spread of this disease.
With the news, Boulder's Randy Barber said BVSD is thrilled to welcome all students back by the end of the month.
It's a big step for us to be able to have all the high school students and middle school students, all of our secondary students back in the classroom. We want to make sure that they're back to normal as much as possible, but we want to do that in a safe environment that ensures that they're not getting sick.
Understandably so. Now, BVSD hopes that starting Tuesday, April 30th, they can have all of their students back to in-person learning. Students who do not feel comfortable with that are still allowed to stay home. Right now, about 80% of students are electing to come back. But the district already has plans for 5-day-a-week in-person learning starting this August. Reporting live, Dylan Thomas, covering Colorado First.